Good morning. See if everyone survived tonight. Yeah, that's right. There was a patch when I went to sleep. So,
That means is as long as there are resources to burn in the campfire, that tribes person is going to make sure those resources are in there. Now, you can also choose the acceptable fuel types on that bench as well. I also want to show you the upgrade system for different things in the game. We're going that's in my inventory. Clicking that will replace the bonfire in my inventory and upgrade this bonfire to the better one. Additionally, when you upgrade your bonfire, you do get new and better fuel sources to put in the bonfire. So at the bronze level, you are able to use charcoal to light your bonfire. And there are bonfires for every level. So the stone, the bronze, the iron, the steel, and then the fine steel. Fires are the location where you are going to respawn. If you place a fire out in the open and it is exposed and it starts to rain, the fire will go out. So it's best to set those under a roof on top of a foundation for your adventures when you think you might be in a situation where you could die and fire. One of the earliest locations you're going to come across is this barbarian barrack. Now, this barbarian barrack has enemies that can be up to level 20. So you want to be careful when you're coming in here. I recommend to come here once you're in the beast hide armor and the bone gear. In order to deter an enemy and make them yours, you have to get their health down to a certain point. It will then tell you that they can be deterred, and you need to walk up to them and press E in order to do that. To deter an enemy, you do have to have mask energy, so make sure that or gauntlets. If you want a tribesman to follow you, hard press E and then that you want to deter in order to unlock this location. I highly recommend that you are careful at first and Soulmask has a morale system in it which will drain over time through work and crafted in your inventory is a wooden construction hammer, and I recommend crafting one of these if you're going to be building. For building, if you place an item incorrectly and you don't have a construction hammer, you need to look at the item and hold E, and then you can retrieve that item. You can see there's a timer that is associated with retrieving it, and it takes quite some time. However, if you have a building hammer, you can see there are multiple options at the bottom of the screen there. So, pressing the middle mouse button will instantly retrieve that item. Now in Soulmask, you need these green crystals in order to upgrade your mask abilities. You're going to want to find these ancient ruins around the map and kill the enemies that are in the area. Once you've dispatched those enemies, you can simply go over and find the chest that is in these yellow ruin areas. Connection will to the deter. If you want to have more tribespeople, you want to then perception in when using your queue. When building your base, plan to build bigger than you expect to need to and to have room to expand. There's a couple of reasons why you want to do this. One, you want to open the base up for pathing for your tribespeople. Additionally, there are a lot of benches, and those benches grow as you continue through. If you want to speed through gaining proficiencies for your tribespeople, I recommend controlling them right here are going to increase the amount of proficiency percent additional proficiency, and then you control that tribes person and sit on armor crafting. Let's talk a little bit about leveling and where all your experience is going, because it goes to multiple places in your character. First of all, you have a character level, which is going to gain experience in the bottom row of perks for your mask. Lastly, you have awareness strength or awareness strength and experience toward.
All right, let's try the next one. For the most part, I knew that stuff.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be discussing with you all the fastest ways that you can level up your character, your awareness level and your mask. Now all of these things tend to level up at a similar rate, as you will see in the very bottom left of the screen, and crafting at the same time and then killing any animals you see.
Okay, that was fine. That's fine. All right, well, there's nothing crazy there that I didn't know. I do want to find Soulmask searchable map. Reason why I want that. Make sure I got the right one here. Soulmask interactive map. There we go. We want tablets. All right. Want tablets. Okay. I am going to move this over here. Make it full screen over here. Okay. Now we're going to go back into the game. Okay, So we're going to go for tablets here. Alright. First thing first, I was going to make a set of armor. A million and one cigars already. Radiation -5. Okay. One there. Got plenty with me. Oh, some more cups. Oh, pottery. $100. $100. I have to get bumped with me. I can't. No, I can't. Damn it. Whatever. Let's just see if anything happened. Hey Google, what's today's date? These are glass cannons. Huh. Yeah, I'll keep going with the traffic table. Cooking room. Perfectly. Cooking. Okay. Suzy is, I don't know, level 40. She's mixed, but mostly blade. This hammer. Not really leveling very well. I think that's because Theodore. He's already maxed. Maxed on hammer too. Judas almost maxed on hammer. And almost maxed on hammer. So Stuart. And then has cooking. How is it? No, so he's the crafting. Rita. So we have Joe, who's the farmer. And Jenny is the porter. Stewart is also a craftsman out of work. Okay. Alright. Angela. Joe. Rita is a laborer. What is it? He's been back for a while. Okay, so Susie's almost done. Is Susie the one doing everything now? No. This is Gabriel. Okay. Gabriel's the one. Theodore is just a hammer. But yes. It's good dodge in that. And Good one. Okay. So he's a Judas. Can be an alt. Zena's good at this too. Three hammer people. There's also those gauntlets, but that's a different spec. Okay, I'm going to activate the anvil, because the anvil is pretty damn good. We're going to swap out Theodore for the anvil. Maybe our hammer pair has used and we'll use. Theodore is gonna come back and do guarding. Uh,
Do you want an armor smith like this that'll make legendary quality gear every time super fast? Of course you do, but it's going to take time to find one. So let me show you the fastest and most efficient way to farm the perfect weapon and armor smith for your adventures. And as a bonus, I'll throw in a couple of tips and strategies to help you level them up super fast and catch them in the first place. This is my armor smith. He has an armor smith cap of 105, but his perks make him amazing. First is the craftsman exclusive perk, Accelerate Armor Crafting. It reduces the time it takes to make armor by 10, 20, or 30%. It's neat, but the perk we're looking for is the weapon craft version of this, and there's a chance that the NPC will learn it when they level, so we don't really need to find an NPC with this perk already. I was just super lucky. The Flint Tribe exclusive perk Refined Armor is a completely different story. At tier 3, it says the probability of forging high quality armor gets plus 10%. This perk is absolutely necessary if you're looking for the perfect crafters that will make legendary gear every single time, and you can put their bonuses into extra durability. So we're going to farm NPCs to find a decent one with the weapon craft version of this perk, Weapon Enhancement Tier 3, and we're going to do it as efficiently as possible. Since it's a Flint Tribe exclusive, that's where we're going to hang out and farm crafters. This is especially useful since low-level NPCs will lose bad perks and gain good ones as they level. For efficiency, we're going to build a shack with a bed near the camp. This will cut down travel time between the camp and our base, and we won't waste time bringing a weak NPC back to the camp just to dismiss it right away. I'm not sure if this is such a good idea on a PvP server, but it's fantastic right away. waste time between the especially useful one with the weapon craft version of this ability. So we're going to farm NPCs to find a decent one with the weapon craft version of this perk, Weapon Enhancement Tier 3. And we're going to do it as efficiently as possible. Since it's a Flint Tribe exclusive, that's where we're going to hang out and farm crafters. This is especially useful since low-level NPCs will lose bad perks and gain good ones as they level. For efficiency, we're going to build a shack with a bed near the camp. This will cut down travel time between the camp and our base, and we won't waste time bringing a weak NPC back to the camp just to dismiss it right away. I'm not sure if this is such a good idea on a PvP server, but it's fantastic on a PvE server. And out, so any bodies that you put down inside the shack will be completely safe from other players as you continue to farm the camp or travel back to your base to drop off and pick up materials. Eventually, when you find an NPC you want to keep, you can simply have it follow you home as you ride on a mount, and it'll teleport in order to keep up with your speed. Then you swap it out with another NPC with the same job, and you're set. I label my NPCs I want to replace with TEMP, which is just short for temporary, and good NPCs with whatever job they're supposed to be doing. If the NPC you pick up in the shack is no good, you can immediately dismiss it and go straight back into the camp to find another one. After about 10 to 20 minutes, the camp should respawn with all of the NPCs and you can farm for the crafters again. If it happens to be empty when you get to it, you can farm the pots for dye and extra soups to feed your NPCs. You can also check chests for stuff that's more difficult to make, like compost or insecticide, or if you need the items, you can farm the bosses as well. The point is to always be making progress towards something and not wasting time when you don't need to. Now, eventually, you're going to find an NPC you want to keep. So let's level it up as fast as possible so we can dump its stat points into the stats that will let it do its job to perfection. We'll want to dump points into strength to help laborers gather more stuff, perception for crafters to make more stuff, and agility for porters so they can make stuff faster. On that note, here is your first bonus tip to level them as quickly as possible. A lot of our NPCs will end up just sitting around not doing anything if they don't have materials to grind out a lot of items. An armorer, for example, will level up extremely slowly since they only make gear slowly and gear takes a lot of material to make. So we'll set up a few earth kilns specifically for these NPCs to gain levels from. Depending on your server, the time will vary. On a vanilla server, they'll probably be grinding for a few days. The charcoal you make in that time can just be thrown away once you have a full box of charcoal to use in your camp. Now, I'm playing on vanilla, so here's a trick if you are also playing on vanilla. If you're playing on something where you get super fast XP, this is probably irrelevant. But since we don't care about their skill in kilning, because we should have a main for that craft, we can set their level bonuses to boost their kiln speed. Because if they craft faster, they gain XP faster and will level up faster as a result. Here is your bonus tip. You know how mods work, right? Bonuses to boost their kiln speed. Fast XP, this is probably irrelevant, but since we don't care about their skill in kilning, because we should have a main for that craft, we can set their level bonuses to boost their kiln speed. Now, I'm playing on vanilla, so here's a trick if you are also playing on vanilla. If you're playing on something where you get super fast XP, this is probably irrelevant. But since we don't care about their skill in killing, because we should have a main for that craft, we can set their level bonuses to boost their kiln speed. Because if they craft faster, they gain XP faster and will level up faster as a result. Here is your bonus tip. You know how mods work, right? You make one, you put it on your gear, and it gives you a boost. Well, you can overwrite one mod with another mod, and you'll only see one mod on the icon. But if you hover over the item, you'll see that the mods actually stack and don't overwrite each other. This means you can use multiple mods on a single item. I don't know if this is intended or not, so if the devs fix it, I guess we'll find out eventually. Also, as a side note, if you want me to do a tour of my base, let me know in the comments below and I'll go ahead and whip one up if we get enough requests for it. In the meantime, I'm going to keep hunting for that weaponsmith. That's all for today. You're welcome.
Today I'm going to be sharing with you all the skills that you should prioritize.
Welcome back, you beautiful bastards. Today we're playing Soulmask. Alright, so now we're going to go check up on how to properly catch these good practices that you guys might want to know about. Further, client and mining. Now, he doesn't have to roll good in client and mining. That's just kind of an extra there. So for the most part, it's just those 4 stats you're getting with the porter, but you can roll better. But having a really good leather potting and leather working, but he's also got client and mining. Now, he doesn't have to roll good in client and mining. That's just kind of an extra there. So for the most part, it's just those 4 stats you're getting with the porter, but you can roll better. But alright, so now we're going to go check up on how to properly catch these good practices that you guys might want to know about. Fairly simple. I'm just going to look at what weapon they're holding, and if they've got a two-hander, a bow, or a shield, I just instantly kill them. Don't even worry about it. The only time this changes is if they have a one-handed sword. Sometimes you might confuse it for like a pickaxe or an axe. But if it's a one-handed sword and no shield, then it's a guard, and he just accidentally doesn't have a shield for some reason. But the rest, if you see a pickaxe, one-handed axe, or a scythe, that's one of the crafters that you want to go ahead and get. So as soon as you deter one, you want to make sure to run away from him so that you can kill everybody else. Otherwise, your AoE might kill your guy that you're trying to get. So just run around, clear everything up once you've got him. Again, my llama already has a guy on him, so this one I'm going to have to carry. This way I can bring 2 people out per go. And I'm just checking here. You can hold Q on them in long range, and that'll tell you whether it's a guard or a warrior. When you're in here, like 70-80% of these people are warriors and stuff. So now, as soon as the area is cleared, go ahead and open his inventory up, put a soup in there, and have him eat a soup so he can. One, you don't have to watch it all. I'm going to skip most of it, but I just want you to see this. Now I need to get the last guy over here. Get him all stacked. Welcome back, you beautiful bastard. One at a time here. I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and that's where the one that you just picked up, where he'll be. Now, when you're looking for crafters, you don't have to check the innate talents. They almost never matter. If you see a good one, then you can check the talents, but for the most part, if you look... Now, we're going to look at some talents here. Crave of Blood.
Okay, physical defense stuff we won't worry about right now. And then endurance is your stamina pool, and unlock, which will allow you to reallocate your stat points. This will allow you to change things on a whim depending on which biome you're going into or which enemy you'll be facing. And while that's
one of the core mechanics in Soulmask is getting tribemen. Tribemen is fairly easy. Make sure you let them go. Do they have the trait Devious Heart E on them again? And they are yours. Now, beginning when you need crafters only, pick whoever seems okay to you. Make sure to check their set of talents, even though most won't affect crafters too much, but there are some people you really don't want to recruit. Do they have a negative in how quickly they can learn in a certain category, especially the one you want to use them for? Let them go. Do they have the trait Devious Heart? Let them go as well, because that's terrible. Everything else can be worked with. Don't worry too much about the negative traits at the end of the talent list. As NPCs level up, they have the chance to lose those talents and gain positive talents. You can check the tribe block for that. Since the player character that you made in the very beginning is really just your starter character, and you want to take over an NPC at some point, and NPC tribes in the game. Flint, Fang, and is really important. Want to take over an NPC at some point, choosing the right character for that is really important. Depending on which style you choose, it will decide over your playstyle. There are 3 different NPC tribes in the game: Flint, Fang, and Claw tribe. Each tribe has a good all-rounder worker, but they have tribe-exclusive traits that make them better than others. Flint in general are good workers and laborers and come with defensive skills. Fang come with poison immunity and or resistance, and often have healing skills. Claw are warriors and get exclusive talents where they do more damage, for example against other NPC tribes. And then there are outcasts who don't belong to any tribe, just like you yourself. And then there are also plunderers, which in a way are special because the plunderer leader wears a mask just like you, and their followers are basically their tribemen. So plunderers are the closest to your own tribe in the game. Makes you think, doesn't it? Plunderers are also the only NPCs that cannot be taken over by you, because you cannot deter them. And there are basically 7 steps on deciding how good an NPC is to become your character. First, the class or their origin, their level, the quality, their talent, their stats, and their proficiency caps, and their mastery. Some things you can see before recruitment, some things you can see after, other things will develop over time. But let's have a quick explanation of all of the terms I just said. The class, like earlier mentioned, decides over how and where you use your NPC. There are 6 classes and the game itself calls them origins. One is the craftsman, who gains proficiency quicker by crafting, alchemy, weapon crafting, armor crafting and cooking. The warrior has a higher growth rate using the blade, the dual blade, the hammer, the great sword and the gauntlets. The guard will have a higher proficiency using great sword, blade, spear, shield and bow. And the hunter has a higher proficiency using bow, spear, blade, dual blade and gauntlets. We have the laborer, who will gain extra proficiency while logging, mining, planting and harvesting. And lastly, there is the porter, who gets better and quicker in weaving, potting, wood and stonework, leatherworking and kilning. All those come also in different stages, from 1 to 3, deciding how good their gain is. But despite them having the title, sometimes they can also have negative origins that replace the upper origin. A negative origin, all those come also in different stages, gets better and quicker in weaving, potting, wood and stonework, leatherworking and kilning. All those come also in different stages, from 1 to 3, deciding how good their gain is. But despite them having the title, sometimes they can also have negative origins that replace the upper origin. A negative origin would be, for example, work warm up, that makes them really bad at learning specific things. Especially would be something like chestbreaker, where a person is very good at opening chests, or the flying assassin, who gets extra bleed damage, is very good at makes them really bad at learning specific things. Especially would be something like chestbreaker, where a person is very good at opening chests, or the flying assassin, who gets extra bleed damage when using a fly cutter, and I assume that's a throwing knife. The other terms are still a little bit in the process of understanding for me how they work, because unfortunately the game is still very young and all the info pops up day by day. The overall level influences how many points the NPC can have in their stats when you recruit them. It also influences the quality of the talents. The quality, or how the game calls it, the potential, has an influence on the base stats, as the game itself says. How much of an influence, what the influence exactly means, we don't know. The addition of novice, skilled or master next to their name, or rather their origin class, to our understanding tells you how many proficiency levels the NPC already has, but it doesn't tell us anything about the proficiency caps. A novice can have a very high cap, and so can a master. This is something for you to find out once you recruited them. Proficiency and mastery are somewhat connected. Proficiency is the amount of skill points a character has in a field. Your starter character has a cap of 50. NPCs can go above 120. Your character levels that specific proficiency by doing the activity it correlates with. Talents influence how quick or slow proficiency levels up. Every few proficiency levels you gain a new mastery. Those are your F abilities. Each weapon has its own, and you can choose which of the unlocked ones you want to use. The more proficiency a character has in a weapon skill, the more masteries they can choose. But important, there are more mastery skills than there are slots, which means you can have 10 hunters with over 120 in a bow skill, but you can have 10 different sets of masteries. Depending on your playstyle, you may prefer one over another. Another important reason why you want to have a high proficiency cap is that every 30 proficiency levels you can choose to make that specific field stronger or more efficient. A character with a 100
Hello everybody, my name's Karen Vaya and welcome to Soulmask, a tribal game which is your original character. If we were to go in our own menu and look at character, we're going to pop to efficiency, and you can see there's 50 on everything. That is the maximum I can ever get on any stat as my core character. I now go to my own menu and I look at proficiency, different attributes. Some of these could be bad, some of them could be really good. The ones in red are usually not good, that means they're bad, and that I have, it's like a negative thing. So, however, the reason I kept this character, it wouldn't be good to use gauntlets on them because they have a -10 in damage on gauntlets. They're slower moving and they have less defense. However, the reason I kept this character is because those are very minimal. You're going to see they come in different tiers. So these are all tier 1. You can see these really good ones in the green here. are tier 3 to tier 2. So torso destruction, really good. When attacking the torso of the character, you know, it has 20% chance to increase damage by 25%, really strong ability. Skill recovery times the tempo of recovery, recovers HP equal to 35% damage dealt after successfully reflecting the enemy's attack. Bloodbath recovery, really good one as well. Upon hit, has a 20% chance of recovering HP for 20 of the attack per second at the cost of increasing damage. This in the pink, and they'll be negatively affected in moods like aversion to communal living, and they will have a worse off mood if you have them in a sitting, like Novice Guard, Master, and just save on some health as well and have a great time that way. Hopefully if they're any good, then you can always have a look, and if you have like a good one but you don't need it, you could also like pass on your NPCs as well, which is really cool. So you would do this by going E and then tribe assignment, and then you would select your tribe member's name. So if I wanted to give this tribe lady over to somebody else, deploy them as well, and on this menu you can make them follow. Talk a bit like crafters. So these crafters are actually being really named her, and she has 120 in weaving, so she's going to be the that do different things. So this cook alchemist is very easy just to name in cooking, which would probably be a better one to put on this food earlier. These people are very particular. They like their food. You give them like a food box and they eat straight out of it. So you probably want to bear that in mind if the tribesmen do eat from a box like this. You can like stop them doing it by highlighting this, like don't take items from here if you just want to generally feed them and they're important, but eat you if you just want to generally feed them and they're not annoying as do the tribe members' names. They come in colours of white, green, level of diamond. Often means a higher level of kind of stats and like attributes that you would get. So like you might get more green perks, you might get more purple perks and yellow perks and maybe red perks sometimes. However, we have found this to differ and be extremely confusing when it comes to this diamond, because sometimes you can get NPCs with white and green diamonds that have really good stats.
One of the important the craftsman who gains proficiency like chest breaker, where a person is very good at work warm up. That
Hello.
Welcome back, you beautiful bastards. Today we're playing
Hey guys, welcome back to Wombat Gaming ability. Now I'm using the another area. We can have a look here. Let's have a look. Nope, nothing there. Alright, so we will
I want the captain.
My new buddy and I, the Sabretooth, are just hanging out, having a chat about how you can also be invisible tribesmen.
Today I'm going to be sharing with you all the
Alright guys, so today this is gonna be tips and tricks or just everything you need to know about your yes quality +7, and then as well you can also and traits and things like that. Having I don't remember him having perks, so if you put one sunstone in what you want,
Let's jump into the patch notes for Soulmask from June 4th. If you picked one of the wrong masks at the beginning of the game, I'm going to show you what you can do to get these masks. I'm also going to go through what each one does in case you haven't picked the mask yet, so sit back, relax, and enjoy this guide. Let's dive into the mask options that you have in Soulmask when starting out. Now, if you chose the wrong mask, don't worry, you don't need to start over. I'll also show you in this video where to find these masks on the map. So the Civilization mask is kind of a healer mask and keep you alive, where the Conquest mask is a little bit more of a rogue or a brute build. Masks on the map. So the Civilization mask is kind of a healer mask and keep you alive, where the Conquest mask is a little bit more of a rogue or a brute build, where you're going to go in and take a bit of damage, but you're going to steal life from that enemy. And then we have the Rich mask, which really is all about archery. Let's start off with the Civilization mask. Now, all of these masks will have different perks, except for the first perk. They all share the common overclock, which is a 50% increased speed to gaining morale while sleeping or using other methods of resting. The next perk is Stamina Surge, and when you repair this, your max stamina will be increased by 5, and your max load or carry weight will be increased by +10. We then have Deep Sleep. When you repair this, it will recover your morale at a 50% increased speed, so you don't have to spend as much time in a bed or in a hot tub. Next is Critical Barrier. When you repair this, the damage you take to your head is reduced by 10%. The next perk is Outer Armor. When you repair this, you will reduce damage to your body by 5%. The next perk is Sequence Protection. When repaired, this will give you an additional 10 defense. And the last one, the Mimicry mode, is Healer mode. When you activate Mimicry mode, as you take damage, you will get more hit points restored, essentially giving you a restoration of hit points when you take damage. When you go to the active mode, or what I like to call the ultimate version of the Mimicry mode, you will receive 5 hit points every second. Now, the Civilization mask is a really good mask all the way around. It is going to allow you to be a bit more agile and tanky in the fight. Moving over to the Conquest mask, the second perk is Falling Buffer. If you are prone to falling, this might be the mask for you, as you will take 10% reduced damage when falling. The next perk is noise absorption. This will make you 10% quieter when walking. The next perk is forbidden territory. So when killing humanoid creatures, you are going to gain an additional 5% experience. The next perk is light disturbance. This gives you an additional 10% concealment. The next perk is hidden assault. When you attack from behind, you deal an additional 10% damage. And the mimicry mode is Slayer mode. It is for when you attack, you have 1.5% lifesteal effect in mimicry mode. The active mimicry mode or ultimate form, when launching attacks against key parts of a creature, has a 20% chance to quickly reduce the target's resilience. This is a really good mask for those of you that want to play from the shadows or sneak up behind enemies, or if you're playing in a group and you're the one that's not taking aggro, you can do a lot of extra damage from being able to attack from behind. Additionally, having lifesteal in mimicry mode makes a big difference for when you're putting down those big damage numbers. Moving on to the Rich Mask, the second perk is Data Analysis. Optimizes the accuracy of life's perception, enabling real-time target distance. So when you have this upgraded, you will see the distance to the target displayed next to the enemy's health bar. We then have Projectile Adjustment, which is going to add precision to your arrows at 10%. The fourth perk is Hunting Guide. Draft an album of the prey. Experience gained from killing non-humanoids is increased by 5%. We then have Poison Injection, which is when you smear poison on your arrows, you deal an additional 30% damage to creatures. Deeply Focus is the sixth perk here, and that is highly focused during work or combat. Your stamina cost is reduced by 5%. In the mimicry mode, it's going to amplify the power of your bow and arrow and deal additional damage of 15% with bows. In the ultimate form or active form for mimicry mode, it is weak spot analysis. Analyzes the target's weak spot and gains a higher chance to hit its weak spots when attacking, with a 5% additional crit damage. Now let's look at the mask node repair tree real quick. When you repair anything in this upper section here, that goes with you from mask to mask. When you change masks, the only line that changes is anything connected to this mask interface module. So this line here that goes to the end, and then this line here, and the bottom line here. That is all that's going to change in perks under your mask node repair screen when you change a mask. Now, in order to unlock all the perks for the bottom section for your mask, you are going to need 88 green crystals. You are also going to need 2 blue crystals in order to unlock the mimicry mode. But that's not all you have to do for mimicry. You also have to defeat the fog frog in the wetland. Each mask has to be leveled individually, and they take a total of 1,275,000 experience to level them from 1 to 10. Now, in order to enter mimicry mode, you need to press C on your keyboard and you will enter mimicry mode. With the initial 3 starter masks, this has no cost. Once you get into the additional 7 masks that you find on the map, it will cost you yellow crystals in order to enter this mode. You can then press V on your keyboard to enter the ultimate form. Now, the ultimate form or active mode, as they describe it, does not have a change to your character appearance. However, there is an aura that displays along with the different masks. And you can see that I am healing currently as I have mimicry mode on. Let's go ahead and punch this guy so he can do some damage to me, and you will see I continue to gain 5 hit points every second. This is the civilization mask that I'm wearing and in mimicry mode. The mimicry mode is going to have a 60-second cooldown when you turn it off. Now let's look at the mimicry mode for the conquest mask. If we activate that, and then we can hit V to go into our ultimate form shortly after. And we now have our buff on the screen there. You can see the critical strike damage. And we'll go ahead and fight this elite panther or jaguar here real quick and see how this goes. You can see that I am also getting some health, some lifesteal. When I'm hitting it, all the green numbers are popping up there. Something else that you should know about being in mimicry mode is that while you are in active mode or the ultimate form, you will lose 5 of your mask energy every second. If we exit mimicry mode, you can see we have a 60-second cooldown before we
see. So. Come on, Angela. Jesus Christ. You're gonna run all the way around the base, eh? Can't take any more, can you? Okay, let's take that food off you. Okay. Go check this stuff first before we go. Bucket. Get to put the bucket back. Okay. Funny now. Crap ton of honey. Alright. Hey, got the serum. Okay, I think we have everything to take over to the new base. I'm gonna swap out Angela for I think Theodore. Yeah, look at him. I think Theodore. Yes, Judas. Kind of bad. But we're hoping I'm hoping he gets a little better. Theodore's fine. We'll move Theodore back over there. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, so yeah. Whoa. How is that cliff there? Okay. So, what we're doing is we're placing Theodore back where he's belong over here, and then let's see if there's somebody we can get rid of. Maybe Rita. We don't need Rita per se. What is Rita doing? Those done. Those done. Those done. Some math is done, right? Yeah. I already have a bronze spear, eh? said the only thing